Am I right that you at one point thought you wanted to start a family, so you stepped back from acting?
So we got married, we decided, and I don't know how women, especially in our line of work, do when they juggle being pregnant, having a
Yeah.
baby, going back to
I
work.
don't know how they do it.
I'm not a multitasker. My attitude has always been, if I'm going to do something, I have to be able to have given it my best shot.
Yep.
Right. Otherwise, it will always feel like you didn't try your best. It wasn't about him or anybody else. First of all, you have to be honest with yourself. You know, it's getting over that hurdle. And with our work, we're always traveling. If you're filming outside of the country, it's like, I maybe will not see each other for a couple of months. And when both parties work, it's hard to find that balance. So I did. It was conscious. Wasn't pressure on his part. It was my own decision, my choice at that point to say, if I want to have a real married life and be able to fulfill all these kind of things, and it would be good, then, I would enjoy this as well. So I stepped away from it.
Right.
It's like when you had your babies, you chose to. You said, I'm going to take this time out. And that's the only time when you can really give them what you feel they need. But
Yeah.
it's also it's satisfaction for yourself.
Yeah. Well, it really is work to nurture a marriage and to.
Yes.
It's, I always feel like if people just leave it and don't give it any attention, don't focus on the quality of communication and having the hard conversations and really saying what you want, it becomes really difficult for it to
it
thrive.
becomes superficial.
Yeah.
I mean, you become strangers and
Yeah.
you wonder why you drift apart because you don't share in life, you don't share in conversation, you don't know what the other person is up to. I love my space. I love to be. It's like Jean and I have a really, really good relationship.
And you just got married, right?
Yeah, after 19 years.
After
we
19
did it.
years. I'm going to ask you about that too.
It's like, what are we thinking?
But your first, how old were you when you were first married, your first
I
marriage?
was 28.
Oh, you were 28.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was old enough.
Yeah.
Because my mom was married when she was 21, 20. So even at that stage, we were encouraged to get married in your 20s, to find the right guy, to settle down. That was my mom's biggest wish for me as well. And I think a lot of the times that her generation of mothers have that wish for their daughters, to find a good man, to be able to settle down and be well taken care of.
Of course.
Yeah. So
that sounds pretty good to me right about now, I gotta tell you.
But I tell you no. Because then you lose your sense of freedom.
Right.
You don't have your independence, right? You're always depending on him to tell you what's the right thing to do, where to go, what.
It's true.
And
It's
then
true.
your life is dictated by the whole system.
Yeah.
Then
Were you sad that you didn't end up having children in your first marriage?
Oh, yes. I mean, still sad. I mean, I love kids. That's one of the biggest joy in anybody's life. But it is what it is,
Yeah.
right? I
Yep.
mean, it wasn't for the lack of trying. We did whatever it was necessary to try. And unfortunately,
It wasn't meant to be.
I was unable to. And I felt at that point, it was really my choice as well because I knew my ex really wanted a big family,
Right.
not just one son, but two sons or three even better because, he was working hard for a big empire and he needed sons to carry his lineage. So I was looking at myself going like, oh God, 10 years down the road, you can't even have one. What are we going to do?
Wow.
That would be too late, right? So it was...
Is that why you parted, really?
That's one of the main
Right.
reasons because I think that's tough on any... And I think sometimes... On hindsight now, I think it was the smart thing for me to do, to be able to step away and not pretend that it will work out.
Yeah.
Yes, we did love each other, but then, it doesn't get better.
Right.
Because, there are expectations. So it was a tough tough thing.
I'm
And
sorry.
I guess that's one of the reasons why we're still good friends today.
That's great.
His eldest daughter is my first godchild.
Oh,
so yeah,
that's so sweet.
his first ex-wife and I are like, we call each other. We go on holidays with each other. When she was the YPO, I would be her plus one.
That's amazing.
So in like all the important events that the Oscars, Margie was here with Dee Dee. So
That's amazing.
yeah, I think it's moving forward. It's accepting and letting go.
Yeah.
It's all the
Yeah.
same thing. So it was tough. But now I'm very blessed because now all my friends throw their kids at me. So I have 6 godchildren.
That says a lot about you, Michelle, I mean, to be made godmother that many times. I think it says a lot.
It's like, okay, guys.
Enough, no more.
Yeah, now I have grandchildren, which is even better.
That's so nice. So you end up with stepchildren, right?
Yes. I mean, Jean has one.
He has one. Okay.
Yeah, one son.
I thought he had 2. Okay.
And Nicola, and we're very, very good friends.
That's
In fact, when his girlfriend got pregnant, he told me before he told his dad.
Oh, really? That's so nice. It's funny, like the role of a stepmother, and I'm a stepmother too, and it's initially it was so complicated and so difficult, but they were just at like the wrong age,
That is much more complicated.
But as the years have gone by, it's such a gift to have these incredible kids in my life, and I love them so much.
Right.
And it's like a different kind of love that I never really knew I had.
You don't have to be bonded by blood.
No, you don't.
There's a certain, karma. There's a certain, you don't know what it is, but
It's the Buddhist take on being a step parent.
that
I like
all
it.
comes from the past, destiny, So it is very nice. And in fact, our grandchild was born on the 1st, because when we went back to celebrate the New Year's with Nicola and Darina, and he's on New Year's Eve, he said to me, "When are you leaving?" So I said, "I'm leaving on the 2nd to go to Los Angeles." And he says, "The baby is due on January the 30th. Where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm going to be in Toronto. I'll be filming there." He goes, "You mean, what kind of grandmother are you? You mean you're not going to be here when the baby is born? When do you come back?" I said, "I think I'll come back in March." He said, "The baby will be walking."
Oh my God.
He was giving me such a hard time. He was like, "How can you leave? What do you mean? You promised to be my babysitter, and now you're going to leave me all." Then the baby appeared on the 1st.
That is so crazy.
That was the best thing ever.
Amazing. That's
It was
quite
that was-
early. Big surprise.
Yes, but healthy, like
Wow,
mighty
that's
set of
great.
lungs. Oh, it was
Born
amazing.
in France?
In Geneva.
Born in Geneva.
Yeah.